show you how to use and actually create the correct images for your website for WooCommerce product pages and to make them look good. We go ahead and first log into our dashboard, and then we're going to go ahead and click on products, and then the left-hand side products, and then all products. Okay, so I can click products, then I can click all products here, and then it's going to bring me to this page here. So if I scroll down, you can actually see some of them have images, some of them don't, whatever. Your store may have no images at all. So I'm going to go ahead and grab and actually update one of these products. So I'm going to grab the El Jimador Reposado Tequila. So I want the image for this. I'm going to copy that name, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on the actual product itself. This takes me into the back end where I can edit the product. I can add all kinds of copy, etc. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be scrolling down all the way to the bottom and actually select a product image to add to this. Well, I need to do a couple of things. One is I need to find the correct product image that I can actually use that hopefully does not have any copyright issues. And then two is to create it on a nice white centered background so that I have some uniformity in the entire store. Personally, I like to do 800 by 800 pixels or 1000 by 1000. It depends. Some people like to go larger, but I find that the 800 pixel by 800 pixel ratio ends up being perfect on all kinds of devices and iPads, etc. So we are going to use a photo editing program as well. You can use Photoshop or you can use GIMP or anything like that if you feel comfortable with those. But you can also use this online free photo editor called Photopea. It's really cool. Photopea.com, Photopea.com, Photopea. So you go here, and then you can actually go ahead and create a new product, right? A new project. You can open up images, stuff like that. So, and this works just like Photoshop, really cool. So we're first going to go ahead and find on Google the image that we just copied. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a new window tab here. I'm going to paste the name of it in here, the El Jimador, right, Reposado. And then I want to find images, and then I want to go to Tools, and then select Usage Rights, and then labeled for reuse. More than likely, you're not going to find any that are labeled for reuse. These guys down here, pretty much, you can use these. They're labeled for use if you're trying to do pictures of the bottle, things like that. But we want an actual product picture. So a lot of time what we'll end up doing is look at some of these websites, and a lot of them don't really care because they're grabbing generic product imagery anyway. They didn't take these pictures. So you can grab, click on one of the actual products and then go to their website, okay? Now, I'm over 21, yes, okay. So I see this beautiful image here, and I want to use it. So I can either click on it, and I get a nice big image, which is probably a smarter way, so you can grab the image. I right-click, left-click, whatever on it, right-click for you on a Mac, but you go ahead and right-click, and you go Save Image As. So now I'm going to go ahead and save the image, but notice what it's done here is, I'm going to throw this in my on my desktop, just for the hell of it, okay? Or I'll throw it here now. So what it does here is it actually gives it this long name, long number and everything. I'm going to get rid of all their extra stuff that's on here. This looks pretty good. El Jimador Reposado Tequila. The actual search engine will be able to find it as well, so if someone's looking for that. And this is the correct naming structure. You don't want to put spaces. You want to make sure there's dashes in between. Most servers and stuff will actually easily identify it instead of having to figure out if there's a space in the middle of the images. The internet in general will be a better place if people just did their naming conventions correctly in order to be able to find things. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and save this guy. Save. And then a lot of times what happens is the images aren't really compressed very well. So the correct next step would be to go to another website called tinyjpeg.com. And then this website will actually allow you to upload the image. Okay? And then it's going to take this 13.7 kilobyte, which is actually pretty small. I could have just used the original, but I like to compress them anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and download, and now it's going to save the new compressed image for me. Sometimes these images are like a couple of megs, so people get a little crazy. So you just use this website religiously, and it'll actually help you compress your images so that your website will load faster. So now I have my image, but it is a square image, not a square image, but it's a image on a white background. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into Photopea, and then I go ahead and go to File, Open, and then I'm going to go to my downloads here and get my new image. So you can tell it only compressed it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it from here. I open it up. So now actually this is a pretty good image. It's on a square. So they did do a good thing by putting it on a square. I just go to Image, size, and I'll look at image size here and see what they have. They have 430 by 430. If you make this larger, it's going to probably blur the image. So let's take a look here. If I do 800 by 800, hit OK. Yeah, it's going to blur the image, so we really don't want to do that. You can use this image if you want this way, or you can actually find, if you're a little more diligent, you can actually do size and then do large here, and then find the larger images. And this will actually give you some of the large images that are on here. So if you want to be able to figure out which ones are, you're going to have to go ahead and click on them and download them, things like that, and open them up and see if they're a big enough size. If the small one works for you, go for it. If it doesn't, you go back on here and find a larger sized one, okay? And you just go do that by either right-clicking on it and looking at the properties of the image, or you can go and download it and then reopen it in Photopea, and then you'll be able to see what size it is. So let's just say, for instance, that this image was kind of cut off, you know, here, like it was just small and square and it didn't have this wonderful, nice background on it. What I would simply do is I would make sure that my canvas size, image, I go canvas size, and I would do 800 by 800 here. Okay, say OK. And now I got this big kind of image, right? So what I end up doing with this thing, yeah, it's kind of large. What I end up doing is creating a white background for it. So I'm going to make a new layer with this little thing here. It has this, and then it has background. So I want the white layer to be behind my image. So let's see if I can drag this guy. Here we go. Okay, so now what I'll do is I select the layer just like in Photoshop. I'll go ahead and I can either select the whole thing, or I can just do edit, and I can do fill. And if I select foreground color, it's going to make it red. So let me go back a step here. I'm going to click on this color right here, make sure I drag it into the white selector, select OK, and then I'll go to edit, and I'm going to go ahead and paste. I'm sorry, edit and then fill, my bad. Fill, say OK, because it's the foreground image. So now I've got this image on the white background. Technically this should look like, transform here, let's go. Free transform, and then I can actually make this larger. Right, so this should be, it should look like this, right? This guy, right? So now I go ahead and say it's okay, I like the way it looks. It's on the white background, it's got this cool image. So now this is the image I want to use, right? So I would probably, if I can get good images, I would go, download them and use tiny PNG right away. Otherwise, I would create them in here first, and then I would use tiny PNG. So I'm going to go ahead and export first. Export it as a JPEG, because I like to keep it. It is a little blurry, but we're just using this for instructional purposes anyway. I go ahead and click on Save. It's going to download my Huya here. Now I go to the tiny JPEG. I'll go ahead and click on the Upload File. Here's my 1.1. It's 21 kilobytes, right? Let's open it up. It's kind of an extra step, but yeah, it kicks it down to 20 kilobytes for me. So I just go ahead and download it. I usually do it for larger images, after I make an edit and stuff. If the actual photo program itself doesn't make a small enough image, some people don't even do this step. Doesn't matter, it doesn't really matter for them, but it's better for other people. So now I have my image, and it looks nice. So I'm going to go ahead and go into back into the product that I have this tab open, right? So I scroll all the way down to the product page, click on Set Product Image. I'm going to go ahead and upload the file, select Files, go to Downloads, and here's my 1.1.1.1, whatever. I click on Open, and now I've got this beautiful image in here. And I know that this is the El Jimador. I have to do one last little step here, is for the alt text, okay? Add to the alt text, I want the actual name of the product in here too, so this tells the search engines, hey, here's my, this should be El Jimador Reposado Tequila.jpg, and not all these ones. So that should be the correct name of the actual JPEG upload, and then you put it in here and you say Set Product Image. Okay, so now it's wonderful, hunky-dory. I scroll all the way up to the top. If you were going through and actually adding this to other categories, you could put checkboxes here, but let's just go ahead and select Update. So now I've got my product image on here. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this product. I'll open it up in a new tab. So now I've got a pretty product. There you go. And I can look at it, and if it was a better quality picture, you wouldn't be so blurry. Okay, so now same thing here. If I click on this little Huya here, that knocks it up, and then this is what the search engines see here. Okay, so you definitely get those ones out of there. So I'd probably just rename the last file to the base. And that's it. That's how you do the product images. Do them one by one. Make sure they have alt tags. Upload them into your media file, and then add them to your product pages. Thank you. If you like this video and others, please hit the subscribe tab.